Welcome to the final episode of this season of Path of Champions, this time featuring Twisted Fate versus Viktor. I want to make sure that we understand that this is not me ending Path of Champions. I will continue to be playing Path of Champions. I just want to mix up the different formula and try out different things with this game because I really do enjoy it. Outside of this, let's just get on. The first thing that we got with Twisted Fate was his starting setup, which is that when he is summoned, he refills the he deals one extra on any abilities or any kind of burn like that. And on top of that, I decided to go with the spell shield. The reason why I want the spell shield is we want to make sure that he survives, and so there's no get excited going on, there's no mystic shots that are gonna kill him right away, and so that's why I chose that. One of the things that you will notice about Viktor's Path of Champions is you almost always got to go late game with Twisted Fate, although it's not as hard as Nautilus because they're I feel like a lot of the Viktors have very strong openings and then they slowly slow down. They keep their momentum, but they slowly start losing that much value. And so in the long game, actually Twisted Fate does a really good job against these teams, especially due to the fact that you can't really not all of their people have tough and not all of them have like 7 health, right? And so that's something to keep in mind. But outside of that, everything's going well with this. You can see that we're really taking down the first guy. The first guy really shouldn't be giving you too much trouble because you can always once Twisted Fate levels up, it's pretty much a GG to any of the people in this Path of Champions. But yeah, the reason why while this is kind of plain, I want to tell you the reason why I decided I want to change the idea of Path of Champions is I know that there is going to be a more personal build of the Path of Champions that is going to be a little different from this one, and so I want to make sure that I'm able to produce content that lasts forever and that is able to continuously grow my channel on top of doing just the normal Path of Champions. So in the next videos, I'm gonna just try messing around with how long the video should be. I want to mess around with including actual game voice, maybe more editing, just trying to see what's the best thing that we can do to create these really great videos. But yeah, we continue on. One of the things that I got, and honestly is the MVP of this whole run, I got it very early on, is that I got a Mirai War Mother, and you will see why very soon. As soon as I summon her, it becomes like extremely good. Like it's probably one of my favorite runs with Twisted Fate that we did. So you can see that I'm just trying to power him up. Again, you can see that they are all slowly losing their and they're all slowly losing their value, right? Look at the amount that we have versus the amount that they have. You can see that Mirai War Mother has just been summoned, and so we know that a lot of theirs, especially when we summon Twisted Fate and we get that spell mana refilled. The reason why the spell mana is refilled, that's actually the first Nexus ability that we got, right? I thought it was a Twisted Fate, and now I just remembered it was that. But you can see that we want to make sure that we are trying. Check that out. We got that Dragon's Rage, one of my favorite cards of this game for Path of Champions. We get it, and it costs 3 mana, so we can even just attack that dude right there. Takes 6. It's a blank Nexus shot, and we even got the Harrowing, right? So if we can't win in this with this next swing, we can pretty much go for lethal next round because we're summoning our top 6 strongest, right? So we keep on going. Twisted Fate leveled up, and that's a GG. Easy. I love Mirai War Mother. You saw that I also picked up the Viego, something that I haven't really talked about, and I haven't had enough time to really talk about these things, so I'm gonna try to keep this going as fast as possible. I picked up a Mega Infernal Bomb. It doesn't really play a big role here, but it does play a role later on in the game, so I just wanted to make sure that we understand that. Notice that I did not use the Pilfer Goods for anything. Instead, I want to keep those so when I drop that Twist of Fate, we are able to get that draw right away. Even here, we're just dealing a little bit of damage. Don't want to use the Pilfer Goods because now that everything is summoned, now it's time for me to be able to drop that down, and then use that Pilfer Good to start that draw. I didn't really get much from their side, but what I am doing is slowly removing things from their deck that they can possibly get. For example, that 6 mana drop, right? If they get elusive or get some sort of life steal, then I'm in somewhat of trouble with it, so I don't want to do that. So I'm glad I was able to get it. I'm trying to see what else I can get, and I decided to get that slot bot, not only because it has augment and it will continuously grow, but it creates that 1 mana drop which lets me pass initiative. With Twist of Fate, it gives me a 2 hit to the Nexus, right? And once Twist of Fate is leveled up, then it can give me some Twist of Fate, not Twist of Fate, yes, some Destiny cards, right? It will just give me the blue card right away. You saw that I used that Glorious Evolution, which Mirai created for me. Like I said, she is the MVP of this. And with that, it's game, because look at the amount of cards that I'm playing. Not only am I getting a little bit of mana, I'm also drawing, I'm also nabbing, I'm creating as much. Look at how strong my characters are, right? I destroyed 2 of them, so now they can't even block that. I could even summon to give them a blank board, but I thought, you know what, I've already won. There's no reason for me to keep going and passing turns, right? I've already won. I keep on going, see what kind of things I want. I kind of wanted that Buru Sentinel, but I decided to roll and test my luck, which I got, a Shroud of Darkness with a Poro, which is not that good, to be quite honest with you. I should have gotten the Buru. But yeah, I keep on going. Instead, I got a level up on Twist of Fate. Not a level up, but a buff on it, giving it Challenger this time. While I go ahead and hit Azir. Now, Azir wasn't really that tough of an opponent because you can always drop Twist of Fate if they have any Sand Soldiers. And then when you level up Twist of Fate, you actually get some really, really good red card removal. So whatever they do, you use a card, or you summon a unit, it gets you the draw. When they summon their drops, all you have to do is use another card, and it gives the red card, and it will destroy all the Sand Soldiers. So really, it's not that big of a deal. So you can use them offensively and defensively for that. I was wondering if I should try to level up as soon as possible, and I decide yes, especially because we have Viego and he's more of a late game. So I know that I will be trying my best to get a late game in here. The reason why the Shroud of Darkness isn't really that good is because it says the next time you summon a unit, give it a +1 and Spell Shield, but I forget that it also summons a Poro on its own, and so really you're just making a 1/1 Poro with Spell Shield for literally 1 turn, right? Not that good. I should have gotten the Buru Sentinel, but it's okay. We are going to be building our board as opposed to summoning that Viego. The reason why is because Viego kind of has a lot of mana that we can't really be using that much. Right now we're trying to build board because I know that they have that 7-drop card. If I remember correctly, it makes all of my units vulnerable and it summons 6 Sand Soldiers, and so I'm preparing for that. Right there it is. They are going to use something, and you can see that I do have a lot of my burst speed in case I need that. And at this point, I feel like, you know what, I think I can summon Viego now, get that blue, get that draw, and then we're going into that red card really soon. Right now you're gonna see that they're trying to attack us. Pitiful computer, thinking that that's what's gonna get me. So I am going to return that, and this is why I said Twist of Fate doesn't really care about the Sand Soldiers from Azir, right? We get the Mirai War Mother. I love Mirai War Mother, but I believe that this is the only thing that we have to do, and we win. There we go, easy with Azir. We keep on going, making sure that we pick up our prizes First of all, I'm gonna get Poppy just because it gives me that draw. And I don't really think Poppy's that good for here. But what is good is that ability of stunning the strongest enemy. And at this point, I figured I still don't have a deck that's good enough for Viktor. I'm noticing that I have a lot of slow startup in the beginning, and I don't want that to be on. I don't want that to be. It feels like this is the run. This is the way that I was thinking. It feels like this is the run, and I'd rather just go all out and try to get my and try to get a better chances at winning, right? I even drew that Trundle card. Oh my gosh, Mariah Warmother is so based. Greatest card in Path of Champions. They keep on going. I let them summon everything. They don't plan to attack, but at this point it is getting a little too strong for us right now. You can see that great. The good thing is that we have that 8/4 elusive on lockdown, right? Making sure that nothing bad is happening. I'm not drawing Twisted Fate, which this deck kind of relies on, and so what I can do right now is just kind of chump block for a little bit, making sure that everything else is okay. I don't know why they didn't attack with their 7/6s. I was expecting a 7/6 to come out, but what else can you do? And I decided, keep using that war bomb. That war bomb is really good because on top of it just being deal 2 to everything, and with Twisted Fate it's deal 4 to everything. It also summons a 7 cost unit from my regions, or just a unit that costs the same. So if I'm able to bring it down to a 6 or 4, whatever, it will also bring that down. We can see that they're trying to recycle their bears, but thanks to the nab, we're actually able to use our own naturalist to get rid of that. And this is something that I really like about Viego. You can see that we're drawing very, very strong. We're stealing their units, and we can just override them, right? That's why we really, really like this. I was thinking to recall everything, but honestly, they'll just resummon everything, and now I lost out on mana, so I rather just keep on doing this, making sure that there's as little units as possible, so when I do a direct hit, I can go for game, right? And this is why I decided to basically kill everyone, and then summoning 2 of those vanguards, and then making sure that my fearsome Viego is able to win the game. From here on out, I get that buff on the Jaw Hunters, and let me tell you, those Jaw Hunters make it so incredibly good. I would say outside of Mariah Warmother, the Jaw Hunters at this point are like the MVPs. You'll see why during the Viktor matches where we get to see them highlighted. Outside of that, I wanted to make sure that as soon as Viego drops, he's a little bit stronger, so I got some Overwhelm on him. I got a little Zap Spray Fin buff, got a little Pilfer Goods buff, nothing too crazy, but I just wanted to get my deck to be a little bit stronger than usual. And so we are just gonna keep continuing. I don't really have a 2-drop, so I'm losing out on mana, or essentially a summon, but that's okay. I will just summon on my Jaw Hunters. You can see that a 5/4 3-drop, right, is pretty good. I'm just hoping that they don't have anything that like strikes the weakest and the strongest, because I would lose with that. And so I'm just making sure that everything else is going well, making sure that they keep their units low, because as long as, even if they have like a very, very strong unit, it'll always be stunned. I decided that it's okay for Viego to have the vulnerable. The reason why is because he will slowly keep getting buffed, right? And so there's no reason for me. I feel like it will hardly ever be the time where Viego is actually being pulled, right? Whereas Twisted Fate, you can kill Twisted Fate a lot faster. I am using the Twisted Fate, and I will be stunning, I believe. Oh, I actually go for killing those 2 people and letting my Viego go. Interesting choice on my end. I guess the reason what I was thinking here is I could just resummon Viego, so I guess that's okay. which means right now, I'm losing a little bit on mana, but I already kind of have a full board, so it doesn't fully matter. I'm gonna be here to try and go for a blank attack, which should be able to deal a lot of damage, but thanks to their mana card, it doesn't really do too much. They're able to survive with a pretty good amount, but you can see that the what was I saying? I think I lost my train of thought. That the Nexus ability is really slowing them down. I'm trying to see what I can get from their side. I get a Rune Runner and I get a little Yordle there, which is fine. But what I'm really trying to do here is leveling up Twisted Fate, which should happen in about right now. Perfect. I am going to now be able to use all of their cards. Anything I summon, anything I use will be good, but I realized that instead of me trying to use those cards, I can just go for blank attack and end the game. The final thing that I get here is get that Plunder on the Mega Inferno Bomb, which is the perfect thing that I got before getting Viktor. I think that was the thing that I needed for Viktor. I used my last reroll to actually get the Golden Aegis, and now I can fight Viktor. The Golden Aegis is not that good of a card, especially in the early game for that 4-drop, but it is amazing at the end game, because you can really put that pressure in, right? You notice that I kept that Jowl Hunters because it's a 5/4 3-drop. Luckily they don't have anything that is 1 or 2-drop that they decide to summon, which means I can go for a blank attack. I go for a blank attack so I can get that Plunder, but they are able to save their robot. Thankfully, because of the Plunder was a 4-drop, I got a 3/3, which honestly is not that good, but at least it's a unit that can block for a while, right? Unfortunately, their Viktor's first keyword, dude, was elusive. How is that possible? So now I have to deal with an elusive Viktor that is constantly going to attack me. You can see that Super Inferno Bomb actually comes in handy by getting that 6/4 fearsome. And I realized, you know what, maybe the 6/4 come in handy. Viktor's got that lifesteal, but we're not really gonna see him right now because bam, we get rid of him with Twisted Fate, and then the next Viktor gets a lifesteal as well. Now literally every time they have overwhelmed lifesteal, they're basically taking away like 5-6 from me, and they're healing 5-6 on their side. So my task right away is let's get rid of these Viktors, especially because he has so many keywords. The moment they drop a Mimic, it's GG. And so I need to make sure that everything is well. We're controlling their field, keeping enough chump blockers for our side. For example, that 8/8 got stunned, so it's slowing them down a little bit, but we are still trying to make sure that we have enough on the board here. Unluckily, their quick attack 6/4 was able to get fearsome, and so I can't really use any of my other cards, so I have to block with that 4/4 elusive. I don't want to go down a health. I'd rather lose all my units than go down in health, because there's been times where Viktor top decks get excited, or they top deck a Progress Day, gives them 3 cards, and the next turn they go for like Mystic Shot and get excited and I lose. So we want to preserve our health as much as possible. Here I'm trying to see if there's anything I can do. They have so much on their hands, but I can deal 4 to everything. Even though not all of them necessarily lose, like die, it's totally okay, because I can now lose their life, right? So that way I can be able to challenge them with the Twisted Fate, right? Slowly pick them off. Unfortunately, they did not attack with the regeneration unit, which means that the Mimic was able to get regeneration, and they used Glorious Evolution, which puts me back so much. But at this point, I just need something to slowly get back my control. I have those 2 ephemerals, which will level up Viego, which means I will be able to keep one of their units on my side forever, basically. Sadly, this is something that you should keep in mind. Something that I did not know when I was playing this Path of Champions is that I steal literally their stunned unit. I thought I steal and then it gets stunned, or it gets stunned and then I steal the second strongest, but no, I have to steal the stunned unit, which sucks. Because now I can't even replace it. They decide to go for that blank attack, and right here I made a mistake. I could have blocked the fearsome, the one unit fearsome at the very right with Viego so he wouldn't die, but I was an idiot. I was so tilted by that I didn't even notice, right? I should have blocked because that guy would not have survived. I would have still had my Viego, right? Luckily I top deck a Viego. Oh my gosh, I thought the run was over because of that. I'm like, there's no way I can win at this point. But that Viego top deck is so good. I'm able to get their stun unit that has 1 health for one specific reason, and that's in order for them to stun their mimic. And I draw the Mirai War Mother. Like I'm telling you, dude, this is the GOAT. I'm able to get a draw. Turns out to be a Zap Sprayfin, which is perfect because Zap Sprayfin has the potential to draw me a Mirai War Mother thing, right? Not only that, Pilfer Goods, that's good too, because now I'm able to stun something. And then at the end of the turn, because I've drawn more than 3 cards, the Twisted Fate power will be able to deal damage to one of their units, destroying it, right? It's time for Viego to steal their other unit, slowing them down even more, trying to see what's the best thing I can do. I didn't even get a Mimic, because if I got a Mimic with my 4-drop Mimic, right, I could have easily gotten all of their keywords back, and so that kind of sucks. But right here with this red card, I'm slowing them down. I have 3 health. If they top deck a Get Excited, I'm dead, right? So I gotta find some way to get back my health. I thought that attacking with those 2 would give me some sort of scout on the Mimic, and so I can go for 2 attacks and then putting some pressure on them, possibly killing the Mimic. But that's not the case. I decided that maybe I should kill one of them right now. Honestly, that's something I should have done. But first I'm gonna see if they can block, because if they block one of my Mimics or one of my Zap Sprayfins, then there's a possibility maybe they want to block with Viego right there. And so I'm really contemplating on, okay, what's the best thing to do. But now they're gonna just have to block with my they're gonna block with their 3/1s with Viego, so I rather keep him on the back. Maybe I can go for the steal next time, because their strongest will be their Mimic, and so I will be stealing it with Viego. And just to ensure that nothing strange happens, I'm gonna kill off their final unit, and I get to steal it. And at this point it's GG, because they don't draw any Get Excited. And right here, because of that, I am going to try to draw a unit. I draw another Mirai War Mother, but I'm not there to use it for that specific reason. I'm using it so that way I can heal my Nexus. At the end of the day, I draw the Golden Aegis. It's like a clutch, like a Yu-Gi-Oh clutch moment. They get that progress day, and here we go. Easy peasy. I'm just trying to make sure that I can go for that blank attack, and I look and I'm like, oh, they have 5 left. Okay. We're almost there. We're gonna go for this huge attack, make sure that they don't have anything, and then we're gonna go in with that Golden Aegis, and at this point it is impossible for them to stop. And look at the final card they drew. They drew freaking perfection. If I did not have that Golden Aegis, I would have lost, because they have a 33 Overwhelm Scout, right? I am so glad I was able to build this deck, and this puts an end to this season of Path of Champions. The next time you see me, I will be able to maybe include something else, maybe a webcam, maybe more live action. I'm not sure. So in the next few weeks, I will be trying out new things. For this guide, the biggest thing that I can say is go for wide area damage. I think that's the strongest thing you can do. The other thing, some sort of manifest or some sort of like get as much value as possible, any amount of draws and nabs. But for the most part, you just want to go for wide damage, and I mean maybe quick attack as well. Quick attack is a good keyword. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time for the next season of Path of Champions. Peace.